Somali pirate ringleader accused of murder and torture will never walk free again. Judge Robert Dumar said Mohammed Shabin was motivated by, in his words, greed, and in nothing is more heinous than taking innocent people who have done nothing wrong. Andy Fox was in court today. He's in the newsroom now. Andy?
Tom, Judge Dumar was asked to reconsider the jury's guilty verdict. He refused to do that and then handed down 12 life sentences, an additional 360 months, and $5.4 million in fines. The victims will never see the money, but Shabin is in prison for the rest of his life. The tragic story that is now playing out in court involved the boat Quest, owned by experienced sailors Gene and Scott Adam, who, along with two friends, Phyllis McKay and Robert Riggle, were overtaken by Somali pirates. The ringleader, who was back in Somalia, Mohammed Salih Shabin, will now spend the rest of his life in prison. Judge Robert Dumar agreed Shabin was motivated by greed.
Brutal, greedy, reckless, desperate criminals who will kidnap, torture, and ultimately kill hostages in pursuit of their financial greed.
The Adams and their friends were tortured and killed. The Adams' daughter was in court but did not want to comment. Shabin's attorney will appeal the case based on new court law out of the District of Columbia.
But that judge dismissed the piracy count, saying that you had to be on the high seas. And Shabin is not on the high seas, never been on the high seas. And so I think that eventually the Supreme Court's going to have to decide, and in the modern era, what is piracy?
The U.S. District Attorney says Shabin was the ringleader, and the quest could never have happened without people like Shabin who put together the financial deals.
That the law of piracy, as defined by the U.S. Congress 200 years ago and as in effect today, says that if you facilitate the act of piracy, if you help enable people to go abroad with guns to capture a ship, that you're on the hook legally, the same as the guys who go on board and actually capture the ship.
Even if the Quest sentences were overturned because Shabin wasn't on the boat on the high seas, 3 life sentences for his role on the deck of the Merida Marguerite would still stand. Shabin was not only on the deck, there were several people tortured, and he was reportedly carrying an AK-47. Shabin was not given the death penalty because he did not pull the triggers in the killings. The pirates who actually killed go on trial next June, and they are facing the death penalty. Tom, back to you.
All right, still a lot more chapters of this story. Andy Fox in the newsroom.